Hi everyone, this is Deb Tim and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you all the live foods I feed my water pets, so please stay tuned. So today I'm going to share with you what live foods I feed my water pets. Beginning with this 40-gallon aquarium, my original plan was to shut down this tank and put it away. Once the angelfish and tiger barbs were removed, I still had many inhabitants in this tank. Giving it some thought, I decided to keep this running as my food bank tank. The stock in here consists of an assortment of snails, including golden mystery snails, nerite snails, ram's horn snails, and some pest snails that I don't even know anything about. There are also around 50 mud guppies, along with a couple plecos. Of course, the plecos are cleaners and not on the menu. Most of these inhabitants will be used as food for Zeppelin, my adorable new Fahaka pufferfish. The little rascals, or my green-spotted puffers, will also benefit from this as a food source as well. Originally, I also had crayfish in here, but they are vicious. When I cleaned this tank this week, I found at least 3 crayfish in pieces. I can't see anything in here that would do that, so they must have fought each other to the death. I decided they would stand a better chance with the turtles. They have more room, lots of hiding places to claim as their homes without killing each other. As for the turtles, I don't know if they will eat them. Fanny hunts the minnows, but Franklin likes to be hand-fed and not have to work so hard for his food. So this tank is really working out well as a food bank tank. I just hope everything in here continues to reproduce so that I have fresh food all the time. This is the next food source that I feed my puffers. These are simple garden snails. They run rampant throughout my flower beds, preferring the moist areas under my periwinkle, which is a wonderful ground cover plant and is in many of my gardens. In just a few short minutes, I can easily gather a couple dozen of these snails. I've already fed Zeppelin a few of them, so I know he likes them. Now I'm hoping they will breed for me so they will replenish themselves, because with fall coming, I won't have this available to me once these are gone. In creating this little terrarium, I'm using a 2-gallon plastic jar. In the bottom, I added a mixture of peat, soil, and coffee grounds. I dug up some periwinkle and planted them in the soil to make the snails feel right at home. Adding some air holes to the lid on top, and then spraying everything down so it's nice and moist. I then added the snails to their new home. The funny thing about live food is you have to feed the food. So when feeding these guys, it's easy. They like table scraps, they like peelings from fruits and vegetables, and I also give them eggshells to keep their shells nice and healthy with that source of calcium. You know, snails make a super pet for kids. They're quiet, they don't bark, you don't have to take them out or take them on walks. They are amusing to watch and a good experience for kids to learn to care for something with a little responsibility thrown in. Now in this pail over here, I keep my coffee grounds. They are a wonderful source of nitrogen for the soil. I use the grounds in my worm bins that are another live food source, and for my plants. Here are my baby snails. I have them in this container so they can hatch and start to grow a bit before they enter the adult's tank. I had quite a few hatch already in the tank, but I have only seen a few, so they are either getting eaten or I sucked them up while I was cleaning. So separating them like this is a great way to ensure that they will survive and hopefully grow. And next we have my baby brine shrimp hatchery. Now I keep a small jar of brine shrimp eggs for daily use, and I have a large jar in the freezer when I need more. These eggs are top quality with an amazing hatch rate. I just drained this batch from the left bottle. Look at the beautiful color. The bottle on the right I just started now. I only added about a half a teaspoon of eggs to the mix. They should hatch easily in the next 24 hours. In the meantime, I'll set up another bottle and let it start bubbling for the next batch. I tend to do a batch every other day. Now I'm going to show you how I rinse them and store them. So here are my baby brine shrimp that I just collected, and this is the jar I keep them in my fridge. So the first thing I do is strain the eggs through my baby brine shrimp strainer. Then I add a little bit of fresh water just to rinse out the remaining shrimp in the glass, and also to give the eggs a little bit of a rinse. You really don't have to do that because the amount of salt is so small and it wouldn't hurt your fish in any way. So once most of the water is gone, then I open my jar, there, and I use this tiny spatula and scrape the eggs into the jar. Just really carefully, because remember they are alive, so you don't want to hurt them. Although, who knows if they're getting damaged, but the fish like them either way. Now, usually I would go and just take this little strainer to the fish tank and swish it around, because the fish would eat those little brine shrimp. But today I'm just going to do it this way. I don't like to waste anything, not even baby brine shrimp. So I get them into my jar, I put the lid on, and then I can store it in the fridge for quite a while, up to 2 weeks I believe, but mine never lasts that long. And finally, my worm bin. This bin has 2 levels, the third being the drain to catch the worm pee. Right now it's empty as I just watered my plants. Now this level is for my red wigglers. As you can see, my stock is very low. There are lots of babies, but they're too small to bother feeding. And then the second level here is for my dew worms. And again, my stock is very low and needs replenishing. By the lack of stock, you can see my turtles and fish are very well fed. So let's watch Zeppelin eat one of the garden snails. This is Deb Tim signing out. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. Take a minute and subscribe to my channel. Check out some videos. Ring the notification bell, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.